What's up, Vaquero Nation? Tony, Fabian, and Benny here once again for a UTRGV football recap. This past week, they had an 80-0 win. We'll talk about that shortly, but this episode is sponsored by Shattered Media and 7 Day Addiction, two local companies here in the RGV. I want to talk to you two real briefly about social media marketing. You guys both own and operate businesses here. We grew up in an era where newspapers, magazines, radio, TV, marketing was everything. Yep. Now you guys get people walking into your business. You ever ask them, hey, where'd you hear about us? What do they say?
100% social media. 100%. Because they hear from somebody else that they said, well, my cousin saw that shirt online or on Instagram or on Facebook. So she forwarded me this. And then I forwarded it to my cousin. And, the word spreads. Best marketing tool. Yeah, by far.
Even better than like a word of mouth.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Probably. Back in the day, you can probably make the argument that word of mouth was better.
Yeah.
Today, no shot.
But I think a share is word of mouth nowadays.
Yeah, you are right.
That's pretty much it, because if they like it, they're going to share it. So that's basically them saying, like, hey, this is cool. And, we experienced that with the Guayabera with Senator Ted Cruz wearing it, and people are all over social media or like sending me pictures. Hey man, check this out.
Yeah.
So I think word of mouth is now transitioned into social media.
A share from social media.
Yeah, exactly. Shares. And before it was the enchiladas, the brisket, the ribs.
Where are you going with this?
Maybe I'm hungry.
I'm lost.
And now
pictures of food. What are we talking about here?
No, videos of food. Now it's Vaquero t-shirts. Vaquero.
There you go.
Now it's a Vaquero Nation in full effect.
Okay,
there you go.
I follow you now. All right, so this past week we played Langston University. You guys made some ridiculous predictions last week,
or was it ridiculous?
So we thought, and both of you were wrong on the low end.
No joke.
66 to
63 to
14, and you said 60 to something.
56 to 10, I think.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. I got 53 to 10.
Oh.
UTRGV.
Yeah, I'm about right there. 60. Well, I would say about 63. 63 to maybe 14.
Wow, they're going to light up the scoreboard
again.
again.
Yeah. No, I honestly think Marburger's going to light it up again. Marburger's going to be pulled out at the end of the second, maybe or beginning of the third.
And it was that at halftime, almost.
Yeah.
It was 50-something to nothing at halftime. It could have been over 100, but they pumped the brakes. Yep. What exactly are we witnessing right now with UTRGV football?
I mean, to be honest, and again, some of the critics, if you want to call them that, are saying, no, you're not playing anybody, you're not playing whatever. Okay, are we playing lesser teams? We don't know. At this point, I mean, I would figure, we would have been the lesser team, and not because of the lack of talent, but because of the lack of experience. But it hasn't been that. So are we playing, teams that are from a, lesser division? I think somebody commented, hey, man, I think it was Langston only has 2,000-3,000, enrollment or whatever. So, yeah, so they have not too much to choose from. I get that. But at the same time, it's still another body at the other side.
Yeah.
And it's still players that are being recruited that were the best at their respected high schools or whatever it is. So you're still playing an athlete. You're still playing a team that has been organized for a lot longer than we have.
Fair enough.
That's the one thing that I'm looking at.
Yeah, I think that on the same note is that their boys are big.
Yeah.
Coming into the game, I sit right by their sideline. Big boys. I mean, athletic dudes. At the end of the day, maybe we're just that good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the recruiting was amazing. We'll find out very soon.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe we are that good.
So when will we know if we're that good? Because last week in week 2, we had a similar test. We were up big. We thought it was going to be a blowout. We came back. They lost the lead, came back and won it. Kind of a test. Maybe it wasn't. Game 1 and 3, not really a test. When are we going to get tested, though?
I mean, again, you really can't predict that. I mean, at the end of the day, like, okay, we go in next week, after, we play Texas Wesley. After them, we go into conference play. What if we blow them out? I mean, that's what I'm saying. So we don't know. And that's the one thing I tell my wife all the time is, like, I see all these negative comments. No, they this, they that. They're not good. We have no basis for negative comments right now.
Yeah.
We only have basis for positive comments.
Yeah, they're playing who's in front of them, yeah.
That's it.
Now, here's the other thing is that as a administrator, as the person that sets up the schedule, you're year one
Yeah.
out of the gate. You probably don't want to schedule UCLA. I mean, you probably want to get some rhythm,
Sure.
get after, getting a few wins. So kudos to them. Again, we'll find out very soon.
Yeah, it's not something that a person who builds a schedule often runs across is who do we schedule for a inaugural program? Because if you schedule a bunch of good teams and they lose all 10, 11, 12 games,
Yep.
it's like, whoa, are we that bad or was the schedule too tough?
Yep.
Right.
But this year, I mean, we'll find out if we run the table or get 8, 9, 10 wins. Maybe they start scheduling different games. And it's got to be very hard for a person to build a schedule based off of nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think that this year we were in total control of our schedule. I think that after we get a score or a grade after year one, I think the NCAA will have a say-so as to, hey, you're going to take this direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
now
guys-
there's a score for us.
Yeah, you guys have a 40, 50 point margin win every game.
Right.
Let's start playing some tougher competition.
Right.
How deep should we really look into these games? I know winning by 50, 60, 70 points is good. Or is it?
You got to look at again, the execution part, and that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the execution, the game plan that Coach Bush is setting up. It appears as if it's running the way he's setting it up. And even in this particular game, if you saw the first or second drive, they stopped us. I think we had a couple of 3 and outs.
Yep.
So the adjustments and what he did to kind of put the pieces where he needed to do, the adjustments he needed to make in those first 2 drives showed a lot about his execution and how these players are able to execute what the game plan is.
Yeah, these are not solely for the players. These are for the coaches. This is for special teams. This is for what are you going to do when you're 3 and out? This is for the punters, the punting team, the kicking team.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody as a whole. These are for the backups.
Yeah.
Yep.
Backups are getting their time in too. So now's the time for the coach to say, hey, you know what? That backup's pretty good. He's going from 3 to 2.
Okay.
Or you know what? After this weekend, we might use him in, as a starter more often than what we thought we would.
Yeah, it's kind of a figuring out period for the coaches as well.
Matter of fact, this is what preseason is for. So we can kind of see this as maybe a preseason.
Sure.
Yep.
So, yes, it was an 80-0 lead, but what most impressed you about this game, if anything?
I mean, the nothing. Again, going back to, I think we can depend on the defense very highly. I think that defense knows exactly where they need to be, how they need to be, the right places, whether it's a coordinator, whoever it is setting these players in the right places. And these players are doing what they're being told what to do. And it's working tremendously, for them to, and then, to get these, I think they got their first pick. And then that first pick was a pick 6.
Yeah.
But you're seeing the game develop. And like you can almost feel it. Like these guys are going to the next level. That next level of energy, and you see the frustration, and then you see like, okay, they're gonna step it up, and something's gonna happen. And the defense is just amazing right now.
Most impressive for me is going to be the fans.
Okay.
Fans, it was for me the most impressive. You're up 80-0. You still got 3/4 of the stadium there. Still shouting, still cheering, still getting after it. Pre-game was amazing again. For me, most impressive were the fans.
Yeah.
It was the Rio Grande Valley, for sure.
I think what's really fascinating is probably everybody on the team has probably seen the field already.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're 3 games in, and we've had our second and third string getting significant playing time, which if barring injury, something happens to somebody in a starting role, these guys have playing time already. And that's not something most second and third stringers can get this early in a year for any team. And luckily, it hasn't been major tests, but to have the whole team have playing time already, I think it's been really cool.
Yeah, and not to mention that some of these guys that are getting this playing time, they're freshmen.
Yeah.
They're true freshmen.
Yeah.
So they're playing against, seniors from the other team.
Yep.
And still, dominating. Still getting the 80-yard runs, passes are on a dime. Just little things, the smallest things. The tackles are amazing. Again, some of these are true freshmen.
And I think if you weren't in the game, I think I would have thought the same thing. We had a lot of comments of, man, they ran up the score. They did. No, they didn't. They were running the ball.
Yeah.
And they were breaking through, and they were scoring 60, 70-yard runs, but they were running the ball. They weren't airing it out the entire time. But one thing we do need to understand, if you're going to put your second-string quarterback, then you need to have some type of passing game to see what he can do.
Yeah.
As a coaching, in the coach's perspective, you got to make sure that he's going to be able to perform, and he's a quarterback. So passing is something that he's going to have to do. So it's not that they're trying to run up the score. They're just trying to see what he's got.
Yeah, you can still have a passing game without scoring. You can run plays that are out of bounds plays, 12, 13-yard plays, and just not score. And then when you get close, run the ball and run out of bounds or something. So it's very tough for a coaching staff. Once you're in the 60 to 70-point lead, how do you get the other guys experience without running it up? So
Yep.
I know there was a special play in this game with a fake punt. Everybody bought it, even the people watching.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about that?
This guy bought it.
Yeah, I bought it 100%, man. And again, like I said, I don't know if it's Bush who called it or the special teams coordinator, but huge shout out to whoever called that play.
Coach Ben.
It was Ben.
Coach Ben called it.
But that fake punt was amazing. The punter needs to win an Emmy. 100%, man. As soon as he went up, he looked back, and I've seen this play a million times, and I'm looking at the punter, and I'm saying, God dang it, these guys high snap, and then all of a sudden I see that running back, or who actually, I don't know if it was a gunner or he was a personal protector, but he gets that ball snapped straight to him, man, and he's just hauling butt.
Yeah,
and it looked perfect.
What a good choice to snap it to a guy that runs probably 28 miles an hour.
No joke.
That guy was beating everybody down the field. Yeah, great play, super call. I'm just afraid that we're wasting those plays. Coaches, don't waste the good ones. Don't waste the good ones.
Get back to work.
Yeah, get back to work.
Who on the field knows that play is going to be called?
I mean, honestly, when back to my coaching days, you only tell 2 or 3 people, and the guy that gets the ball and the punter, and that avoids or allows for the rest of the team to act as natural as possible, and it makes that play much better.
I'm going to read some comments that we've been getting on social media, and I want you guys to either defend him or not. So, my favorite one, you guys are a bunch of simps. The strength of schedule sucks. Just wait till they play someone without a student population of 2,000.
Okay, first of all, what is a simp?
A simp is like...
I made the face. I mean, this doesn't sound good. But
So it's pretty much a homer. Like,
Okay.
you're a homer for your team. Like, everything they do, good, bad, unhealthy, whatever, you just root UTRGV. You bleed orange through and through.
Makes sense.
Do they expect anything else from a UTRGV Vaquero podcast, though?
But my thing, again, I go back to what I said earlier. We have no basis to be negative right now.
Yeah.
We can't go in there and say, oh, Marburger can't throw the ball. Okay, he's proven that he can.
Yeah.
We can't say anything about anyone right now because we have nothing negative to go on. So it's not that, and yes, you're going to root for your team just like everybody roots for their team, in the NFL or whatever it is. But at the same time, I consider myself a realist. So I'm going to say what I think they can or are capable of. And right now, I have no evidence to prove otherwise.
Okay, so if UTRGV was getting blown out right now, would you be real and say our quarterback play is lacking, our defense is not
100%.
executing, our coaching staff needs to reevaluate?
100%. I mean, I basically want. I mean, but then this is my opinion. I mean, I'm not an expert, or I'm just going out there and watching the game.
I think you're an expert.
And seeing what I'm seeing and just evaluating it based on that.
Well, Fabian's not an expert. I am.
Yeah,
so
Ben,
I
assistant
will
coach
say
Ben.
this. I will say this. I have a headset on right now, by the way. So
They're talking to the coaches
Yeah,
live right
that's
here.
right.
They're
That's
listening.
right.
They're listening.
I agree with Fabian. It's we can't put a grade on the Vaqueros. Can we say that they have been dominant? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can we say they've been dominant against lesser teams? Of course.
Yeah.
Only time will tell. But for now, hey, we gotta be 100% Vaquero because or else what? Or else, well, we scored 80 points, but but what?
But what?
Exactly.
We had to.
But what? Yeah. And we didn't score another 14 because out of respect. But again, but what at this point?
What does this do for recruiting going forward? I know we recruited a bunch of players that we have right now with no basis. Just come to a new D1 program. And they could have come in and we could have been 0-3 right now. And they could have been questioning their decision. but now we're 3-0, and maybe we'll end up at the season 3-8. I don't know. We could lose the rest of them. But what does this do for recruitment going forward?
I think it's going to do the same thing that it did for baseball, and that it's doing for baseball. They went out last year; they won a championship, and now I think Coach Matlock has an easier time going out there and doing his pitch. And I think this is going to do the same thing. One of the biggest pitches that we've heard from coaches in the past podcasts is just the Valley in general. The what the Valley is, a lot of people have a misconception of it's small, it has nothing or whatever. Then they come down here, they go, wait a minute, this is nice.
Yeah.
The beach is right there and all these different, things that the Valley has to offer. But now add a little bit of success to it, it's going to be easier. Now, again, we're talking about success early in the season.
Sure.
What's going to happen during conference play. And if it does continue with the success, then I think it's going to be an even better and much different team next year.
Yeah, that's crazy to think.
I think it's a combination of different things, and I'm gonna say one is facilities.
Yep.
I mean, just take a look at our baseball field.
Yeah.
Take a look at the football field. Take a look at the new auditorium, the new weight room, locker rooms. I mean, you're talking, and not to mention the people here in the Valley. You get the best of everything down here. You get Power 5 facilities in the Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah.
I
never thought I'd hear that.
Yeah, Power 5 facilities in the Rio Grande Valley.
All right, last one here. We're going up against Texas Wesleyan this week. They're 1-1. Last week, I thought your all's predictions were ridiculous, but they turned out to not be. What are we thinking this week?
I got a 48-12 UTRGV. I got 2 pick sixes as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to be close to that. It'll be 56-10. I think that Westlake does have a little bit of a lot more experience. They had great success last year. This year they're 1-1, but they do have some talent, man. But they did lose a lot of seniors last year. I believe. I could be completely wrong. I think that's what I read, and I think it'll be 56-10. Marburger will be pulled out, but it's going to be late in the third. He needs to stay ready to go for next week.
Okay. All right. Well, you heard it here first. It's going to be a 30-40 point blowout win with Marburger pulled in the third.
There you go.
All right, guys. Appreciate it. See you next time. If you want to sponsor the next Vaquero Up podcast, hit us up.